Hey, so a lot of my friends have been asking me lately, how do I get my hair to do all the different things that I do, because I change my hair a lot, and half the time it's always a mistake. So what I figured I'd do is I just videotape myself doing my hair this time, and we're just gonna see what happens, because there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I'd say there's a couple pro tips and then a whole lot of like guesswork that you can choose to go by or not go by. Right, Bubs? Right, my dog's right there. So, I mean, this hair is like effed right now. It's super burnt on the ends. It's because I bleach a ton. So it's dead down here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna cut it off. I don't really cut my hair ever, but it's really bad, and I kind of just don't want to bother wasting dye on bad hair. And I figure, you know, like, great place to start is like just lopping off the section that, like, you know, you don't want, because I like it going to my chin. So, you know, like, I'm just gonna, I see all these people, they're doing like this twist, which I'm not exactly sure even if that's supposed to help anything at all. So I'm just gonna like snap all that off. So there's that. It's all dead, so I guess we can't really mourn it too much. I mean, do I like it straight like that? Like, now I got like some weird hair back here that's a little bit long and weird. Honestly, it wouldn't be, see, this all resulted of a really piss poor pixie cut that I got about a year ago. Actually, I don't mind that. That's kind of straight. It's kind of cute. I kind of probably, I always see people doing this shit, so like maybe I'll do a little bit of this, right? Like, what's there to worry about, right? It's just hair. I mean, people always look like they know what they're doing when they're doing this, so like, I'm just gonna keep the confidence level up and just be like, yeah, this is how you do this. This is exactly how you handle this problem. It looks great, right? I used to even have layers, and I don't even think I have layers anymore. It all kind of just comes down to the same length, and as much as I'd like to pretend like I could do layers, I'm not going to do that to myself. Because, I mean, like, I got a couple short ones up here, especially, I think it's because they're from the back. And I mean, like, I guess I could, like, find a couple of hairs coming from, like, all the way over here, and kind of, let's grab a comb and act like we know what we're doing. Let's say, like, all of this hair up here, like, that's probably, like, a good section of hair to have a layer on, right? And like some of it does have layer, like that stops there, that's pretty good. And like, you know, maybe we take this and we just cut off some more of this, right? Right onto the section where I'm gonna like, ooh, now I gotta put a middle ground in there because it's like, oh, hot damn. There, that's where the middle ground belongs, right? Like that guy right there, there's some hair underneath that. I'll just cut off a little more of this. Right? Right? It looks great. It's looking great. See, I said I wasn't going to put layers in my hair, and lo and behold, here we are. 3 layers later. And I mean, like, by no means am I telling people that I know how to put layers in my hair, because I haven't gone to a lick of beauty school. But, you know, like, just pretend it's the fake it till you make it perspective. Right? It's a cute little bobby cut from the front. It used to angle, now it's just kind of doing this. Maybe I should, like, come in at an angle like this a little bit. I'm just haphazardly coming in like this. Yeah, sure. Sure, just throw that away. That's whatever. Alright, so usually I dye my hair all kinds of really crazy colors. I dye my hair all the time. but not recently. This is bleached from a million years ago. So what I have is old dye, which this is an experiment in itself because I don't even think that you're supposed to use dye past like the first time you open it. But I've got deep emerald from Splat, blue from Splat, vibrant blue, and lusty lavender. I've never multicolored my hair before, so I figured this was a great example of me trying something and seeing how it goes, you know, as we go along here with my brand new super fancy haircut, which, you know, I might add more cutting into it because, you know, why not at this point. But yeah, no, my mom was telling me how I had fried my hair, and I'm very aware of that. So, I mean, like, there you go, Ma. There. It's all fixed now. So anyway, the stuff I have right now is, I mean, just tinfoil everything you know and love. So, you know, just a lot of tinfoil over all the things you don't want to be completely destroyed. And for things you don't tinfoil, just Vaseline all over it. Because Vaseline's pretty much the only thing you need in your life when it comes to hair dye. Right now, number one rule of thumb is always cover everything you care about in Vaseline. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling. The first time I did this, I felt so nasty and so greasy. And it doesn't get better with time. It just always feels horrible. But, especially Splat, like, it's a permanent dye. So, unless you want, like, multicolored ears and neck and whatever else accidentally gets touched by, because I always get, like, my hair will flop down on my neck, or it'll hit my shoulders by accident. I get my wrists, because where the gloves aren't covering, I'll accidentally get a piece of hair hitting my wrist, and then I can't get the color off my wrist. So it's pretty much just cover everything you care about, and, you know, just keep going. If you're even questioning whether you care about it getting dyed a different color or something, just cover it. And I get behind my ears because I always put my hair behind my ears instinctively, and I always end up accidentally dyeing everywhere on my face. And you'll see throughout the video that I'll probably hit my face with everything. So, alright, I kind of sectioned off a section of this last piece of my hair here. It's a really narrow section of the first bit there. I'm not exactly sure because I know if I do like one color here and then like I do it like in rows like this, I'll have streaks when I tie my hair back, but I really don't tie my hair back that often, and I feel like it might give me a metallic-y look if I do it this way. I don't know. But at this point, and you know, I'm very aware that there's like serious root deal going on here, but due to the fact that I've got so much blonde, like bleachy deadness, I'm just gonna go with it, and then I'm gonna tell people that it was totally on purpose. I mean, I guess deliberately I'm doing it right now, so I guess it is on purpose, but I mean, like, if I could afford to dye or bleach my hair one more time, I probably would, but I'm just gonna kind of ignore it till it gets really bad, because that's how I handle my problems. So I've got like approximately the amount of tinfoil one would probably need, so I'm just gonna start with a color. I like purple. It's old. I have no idea how old. But, you know, I'm just gonna kind of use my sink as like a big old palette. I got it covered in tinfoil, so, you know, how dangerous can this be? Not dangerous at all, she says. And, you know, like, I see people doing this deal, and I mean, I think that this is not going to turn out in my favor, but, you know, like, worst comes to worst, like, I just, like, I start mixing all the dyes together, and I get some kind of, like, weird combo gray dye that I'll just rub all over my head, and then it'll be like a blank scale, or a blank anything. I mean, eventually, especially if you, like, wash your hair with dark or like, super hot water, the splat will come out pretty fast. There's pretty much no way to avoid accidentally dyeing your scalp. It says don't use the color on your scalp. Now, unless you want to have, like, serious, you know, unless you want there to be, like, an inch of non-dyed hair before your scalp. I mean, it's pretty unavoidable. And that right there just needs more dye. And, you know, I'm just working it. Like, that right there really, you know, it looks, I bet there's special tinfoil to do all this kind of stuff with, but, you know, I just used your general, what is that, Reynolds Wrap heavy duty. So, you know, it's probably what you should be using on turkeys. But, you know, this, I mean, it's going to serve the same purpose, right? It's like cooking one big turkey, only it's my hairdo, and it's going to be great. So I'm just going to fold that sucker up. And my dog's whining because he hates it when I do my hair. Because it's time consuming and it doesn't involve him. And he's a jealous little bastard. So I know I should go underneath, but you know what? I don't trust it simply because I'll dye all the rest of the hair that's on the side. Now, mind you, I'm going to have my husband buzz my hair, you know, in the near future here, because as much as I'd like to, it's a lot of really kind of detail-y work that I'm not ready for. Now, I'm just going to put the next color, like, right next to, I guess we'll go, like, purple, blue, green, you know? So that makes some sense. Alright, and we'll just take down this next section I put together here. It's going to suck when we get to the next section because I haven't even sorted that mess out yet. But there we go. It's a pretty thin section of hair. I'm just going to kind of roll with it. I mean, that's a big old piece of tin foil. That's just completely unnecessary. Ugh. Oh boy, it's got purple dye on that. That's okay, just fold it over. Just ignore it. Ignore your problems. Keep going. So that's like pretty tucked up there. I'm just going to keep going, right? And that's supposed to be blue. Oh, it's very blue. It's very deep, beautiful blue. I'm just going to cover all that. Look with what delicate detail I'm doing all this magic. Yep. Yep. Killing it. Get it. Oh, the front bits are not getting it. So we're just going to get the tips real good. There you go. And, you know, let's wrap this up with the enormous amount of foil that I've prepared for myself. And the nice thing about this, too, is, you know, this shouldn't take me too god-awful long, because there's really a better way to do this, I know it. Shouldn't take me too god-awful long, because I don't have that much hair to dye, because I sure as heck aren't doing those tiny hairs, because that's just a waste. Nobody's looking at those anyway, right? That's right. So just get a little bit of blue moisture right there. Nailed it. Probably have some hair back here that needs attention. You know, sure. So I'm going to do a couple more of these and I'm going to get back. Because I don't have a lot of memory on my phone. I'm pretty sure, you know, that's going to eat up a lot of my memory. So, and welcome back. Already definitely got my scalp. Kind of over it. Already kind of dyed pieces of this last bit, but that's okay. Because it's multicolored, so we can just keep telling people that was on purpose. So I'm just going to grab my next piece of foil here and just tune you in at the end. You really missed nothing. I probably did you a service by not really giving you too many details about what I was doing, assuming that most of it was wrong. I mean, it's pretty much all been like this, me trying to like hold my hair in place while I brush color onto it. I just keep pouring more dye down into my little sink palette And I just kind of just put it on there, nice and thick. I'm starting to think maybe I made my sections a little too large, that they're going to look kind of choppy. Well, it's kind of late, so at this point I'm just kind of balls to the walls about the whole thing. And you know, I haven't been cleaning my brush between colors too, and it's got like pieces of the hair I cut out, like, of my hair. But you know, like, that's all coming out in the wash, right? Like, I gotta rinse all this crap out of my hair in however many minutes anyway, so it'll all come out eventually. I've got color everywhere. Sorry, it's hard to think when you got a whole bunch of this goop everywhere. I'm trying to like give you adequate commentary, but this is why we didn't bother with the rest of it, because it's just a lot of me not trying to fudge it all up, and me trying not to curse too much on the internet. That's good, right? There's like pieces of gold hair back there. But I'm like really trying not to see, like there's still some up there. I'm just gonna, perfect, nailed it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna really, oh god, and there's still like a whole piece of blonde hair in there. I'm just gonna, now that we're pretty much done anyway, I'm just gonna mess up my glove. Although I have to say, I mean, I usually use guerrilla tactics when it comes to dyeing my hair, so my gloves are usually absolutely a mess by this point, but they've actually stayed pretty clean, because I've been trying to do this as orderly as I am physically capable of. Although this part, you know, you always see the people, they fold it over once and it looks all nice, and they're all sitting waiting for their hair to process. Who's really all that worried about it? Okay, I'm starting to forget what order any of these colors are in, so I'm just gonna stop. Because now I'm thinking that was blue, and I just put blue on the base of this one. I thought there was an order, but I really can't tell anymore. I'm just gonna put a little more green at the base of this last thing I just did, because this is the way I usually section off. Like, I have this on the top, and it probably would be good if this like moderately looked properly dyed. And I'm gonna get this to just stay wet. Alright, so we'll see the reveal, and hopefully it won't totally blow. Okay, so I'm only going to like film 2 seconds here. I'm in my kitchen. I'm picking the side of my sink that doesn't have any type of debris or dishes in it, and it's got one of these nice doohickeys on it, so I always have a better time rinsing my hair out with that. I almost never use any type of shampoo right away or the first day, just because I kind of like leaving the color agent in there for a while. It's really not what damages your hair, as opposed to like the bleach, where you always want to get all of that out real quick. So I'm going to rinse all this out of my hair and try to dry it if my blow dryer decides to work, and then I will get back with you. So, let's see. So, I don't know what to expect. My hairdryer doesn't work, as expected. And I have a feeling this is, when I was washing it out, I kind of got a secret glimpse. It looked pretty goddamn bright. And it's wet right now, so this is probably gonna look hella bright when it gets in the light. And I knew it was going to do like this streak thing when I did it, because that's pretty much how I dyed it. I don't know what it's gonna do when I start rolling it over to the side. So I'm just gonna keep towel drying this till it gets like done, and then I'll check back in. Okay, so I got it out. I have to say, I mean, there's like maybe one thing I don't care so much about this, but I think it's actually pretty freaking neat. It's what I was hoping would happen when I wear it off to the side like this, because this is pretty much my hairdo, the way I do my shit. Anyway, I mean, everything is like one color at one area. My hair's super greasy because I still left like the residue of the product in there. My hands are kind of starting to turn colors because I keep touching it too much. But I really like how it blends going this way. I mean, this is what I was hoping would happen here. I mean, when you do pull it back, you can see that there definitely are sections, which, you know, was kind of the duh of all of it. But seeing as I don't really pull it back unless I'm like working out or something, which is never. I like how it falls. I keep thinking to myself whether or not, let me put this back up here. You know, I try to think about whether or not I'm going to go and cut any more of this, but as of this moment in time, I'm actually pretty okay with the hairdo and how it falls. I don't really want to go too crazy with the scissors because I think I was ambitious as we started. So this was my, I don't want to even call that a tutorial because tutorial implies that I knew what I was doing the whole time. I mean, that was pretty much a documented, you know, experience of what it's like for me when I'm just kind of doing what I do with my hair. I'm glad that this experiment at least went well, because I've had experiments that went poorly before and I just kind of had to do a big dye over all of it. But this is looking pretty dang fancy. It'll be nice once my hair doesn't feel so greasy and gross, but I would just say just remember to wash with cold water and dye safe shampoo, because a lot of shampoos will just take that color right out, and that's frustrating, especially when you spend as much time as moi on getting this done in the first place. So hopefully it'll stay nice and vibrant for a couple weeks, and then, you know, it'll start to fade, and that's the nature of it. And then maybe it'll be time for a bleach job by then, because it's probably the one thing I wish could have been different, but